Hello, you are looking at the latest project that we're working on, and it's a relic. 114 cc's of old school torque 530N, and man, this thing has been a challenge to say the least. Picked it up a while ago and it wasn't running, but we've been tackling it here, and first of all, it wouldn't turn over. I thought maybe the engine was seized. Luckily the engine isn't seized. It just happened to be the recoil that was messed up. Never messed with a ball drive before. One of these recoils is pretty foreign to me, but thanks to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair and IPL, lots of other information in here, lots of stuff on that site. So either go to House of Homelite or this guy, Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. All kinds of resources, helpful people there, awesome. Anyway, was able to get into that, open it up, pull the flywheel. Actually, the last video was this saw here, cleaning the points on it. So we got the points all cleaned up, and I've come to discover that this is actually the wrong pulley. I mean, it works, it bolts up, and originally it had this cable, which may be the original cable. This looked like it might have been an IEL handle. Was able to put a rope into it. This rope isn't holding up too well. It's a cheap piece of crap rope. And anyway, been able to start the saw, but it won't idle. It won't run on its own. I changed the fuel line is in here, so the tank pickup, there's 4 screws here. You pull this off, and there's a fuel line that goes inside. Oiler's right here, manual oiler, of course. Based on what this says here, what's it say up here? Yeah, 530N. Early ones started in 1954, so that gives you an idea of just how old this saw is. And it talks about the early versions having these hard copper lines to feed the carburetor. And wow, there's like some old carburetors on some saws that I worked on, but nothing like this. This is actually a diaphragm carburetor. It's not a float carburetor, but I can't get it to run right. They won't idle, and there's really doesn't seem like there's any way to adjust it. So the diaphragms that are in it must be too hard. I think I got to rebuild it, but I've been able to basically get it running and then just prime gas into there, and I mean, it'll run a bit, but it's not very good. But yeah, wow, pretty neat. From what I read, this is an HP carburetor, 6B possibly. And something kind of cool, this little thing on this side is actually like a primer. Like if you push it in, I don't know if it actually rides on this spring and then the engine pulse actually actuates the pump. I'm not really sure. I gotta read a little bit more about these things. There's not a lot of information on these old carburetors, how to service them or how to work on them. So it's a learning curve, but it's fun. Belt drive saw. Put a new belt into it. New spark plug. Yeah, she's a beast. But yeah, picking away, finding some parts for it. That's the latest project there. But what else I got going on is it had It had a bar, and this thing I think must have been sitting in a barn for a long time, because the bar was rusted like crazy now. And I discovered a way to clean them. Can't remember who told me this. I'm sure I read it somewhere or somebody told me to try it, but let's go over here. I should grab a flashlight. It might be cold over there. Snapshot there, my saws that I got. P60, P50, 3200, firm saw, 920, 272, 394, 2100, old Boland's, Super XL 130. That's actually the saw that kind of got me into this silly hobby. That one right there. I use it a lot, actually. That's my usable saw. Poulin 5400. Poland. Super XL 922. VI 922. 902 AM. XL 700. Big Super 1050. And then my 600. They all run, except for this guy here. It'll run, but this is another one of those projects. These old saws are, you know, definitely difficult for me anyway. That's another one. I put new rings on and open it all up, and then I think that it's actually the condenser that's bad on it. I can't get it to run. But yeah, back to this here. So rusty old bar. You see that? So just yeah, vinegar, just cleaning vinegar. You can buy it at the hardware store. And I wish I had done a video of this before, but you just sit it. I made a little, you know, container for it here to sit in. And man, like, if I pulled that out right now, you wouldn't believe how great that works. So now you take that out of there, and you'll have to use the scouring pad to clean it up. And you know, real fast with WD-40. Also, it'll flash rust even worse than when you put it away. But yeah, that's the new project we got going on. It's a fun one, challenging for sure. Anyhow, we'll check in when I get some more parts here. We got the pulley for it, and then I got there's supposed to be a brace that goes on here. I believe it hooks onto here somewhere. So I got a new brace that's coming. Was able to find the choke rod. Yeah, a number of other parts. You know what I can't find, and they're always hard to find, is there's an engine shroud that goes on here that covers this up. If you happen to have one and you want to sell it, send me a message. Anyhow, that's it for now. Thanks for checking in.